Jerry Coleman alongside Kevin Cowherd here on BaltimoreSun.com and SportsWithColeman.com, brought to you by Dover Downs Hotel and Casino. Kevin, I'm all for First Amendment rights, but when a guy like Pittsburgh running back Rashard Mendenhall tweets something so ignorant, they deserve to be called out. And he's not a believer that Osama Bin Laden may be a bad guy. Apparently, if you don't know him, how can you hate him? Well, you know, I never got to meet Adolf Hitler or Saddam Hussein. I can say I don't like those guys. And also, his idea that what happened on 9/11 was maybe a setup and the demolition of the World Trade Centers doesn't occur with just a plane crash is not only ignorant, folks. It's foolish, it's out of line, and it's not what we want to hear from our pro athletes, is it? And Luke Scott, you included.
Well, Jerry, I just think that this is another glaring example of why, you know, if you're a professional athlete, you should have to take an IQ test before you can Twitter anything, before you can tweet anything, okay? I mean, this is just a ridiculous statement on Rashard Mendenhall's part. And I think it speaks to a larger issue, and that is, you know, so many of these teams are being embarrassed almost on a daily and weekly basis by what their players are tweeting, especially when players get into controversial issues, when they get into political issues. I mean, you're seeing teams really have to step in more and more to stop this kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they're talking to Rashard Mendenhall right now, I'm talking about Steelers management, and telling them, hey, listen, you can't embarrass us this way. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And you know, what this guy tweeted was so offensive to so many people, in particular anyone who lost loved ones during the September 11th terrorist attacks. So it's just, you know, it's a bad combination. Unthinking professional and college athletes and Twitter. Bad combination.
Even more egregious, the fact that, well, Dan Rooney, the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, works for the Obama administration. Know who you work for, Rashard, and know when to keep your mouth shut and your fingers quiet. And this is a repeated thing for this guy.
Well,
he texted to Ray Rice years ago that he was going to have a field day against the Ravens, and then Ray Lewis got to him. Maybe that affected his head, I'm not sure, but it was a shoulder injury. He also agreed with Adrian Peterson earlier this year that NFL players are treated like slaves. Come on.
Yeah, he's not, Jerry, he's not the first NFL player, professional athlete, collegiate athlete to say something incredibly dumb. Okay, that's not. I think the larger issue is Twitter and social media. Now you have another outlet for these knuckleheads who insist on passing along their political views or their views on controversial subjects that aren't related to their field of expertise and really probably something they shouldn't talk about. And instead, now they have this forum, and I think it's going to be bad for all these teams. It's going to be bad for NFL teams in particular.
Shut down that Twitter account, Rashard, before it's too late. That's my message and my piece of advice for you.